Oh, that's another thing. When I had that trip, I landed a date with this really cute wink.
Oh my
But
God.
no, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. That twink had asked me out on a date. I was like, you know what? Sure, give me a month.
Everybody
And
loves twinks.
yeah, I ride motorcycles, and I just like tell people out whenever I can.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know we've met. I think we hung out a couple times. I've gone down to Chicago. I like it down there. Chicago's fun, a fun city.
A few times in 2024, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go back soon. I'll be going, yeah, tomorrow. So, where are you from and what was your world like growing up?
Jesus fuck, that's always a hard question to answer just because I've been to so many fucking places. I grew up, so I was born in Jersey and I lived there for like 12 years, but my teen years were in Florida, so a lot of people say because your formative years was in Florida and you're from
Uh,
Florida and whatnot, but even on that aspect, like because I lived 6 years in Dallas and whatnot, here I'm considered from Texas. So
mm,
I guess for now I'm gonna say Jersey.
you moved a lot
But
growing up?
not outside of states, but when we moved to Florida,
Hmm.
due to due to s- due to outside entities that I couldn't control, my parents had to move us everywhere just because either rent would be raised through the
Oh,
roof or whatnot, and so I ended up moving every year, every other year,
mm.
and so yeah, and that eventually carried on in the service, which
You
was pretty
served
interesting.
in the, was it the Army?
No, I was in the Marine Corps.
Marines,
So,
Marines, that's right.
so you're not the only veteran out here.
Yeah, how was the time in the Marines for you?
Um, Jesus Christ, it was truly the best times and the worst times at the same time. I think you can definitely relate to that. Like
Yes, yeah.
the really cool parts was like traveling to Japan
Mm.
for my first duty station. Like I'll never forget the nervousness I had while picking whether to go East Coast, West Coast, or overseas, and I got Japan on my first try. Like I was literally jumping for joy when they were announcing it in my
That's
C school.
crazy.
And then as soon as I came home, or not home, as soon as got back to the barracks, I I called my family. I literally video called my family. I was like, "Hey, everyone, get over here real quick. I got something to tell y'all." I was like, "I'm headed for Japan for my first duty station,"
That's
and like,
crazy.
yeah, that was a trip in itself, and just like for so many reasons, I'm glad I picked Japan because there's a lot of stuff that it kind of changes your world perspective. And I know that sounds so cringy, but I don't care
I
because
mean,
it's
it
true. Like
does,
the
yes.
the stereotype comes from something. Like even though I was there on behalf of the U.S. military, like when you go to Peace Park out in Hiroshima and see the results of like American imperialism and whatnot, it kind of humbles you and like makes you realize, hey, not everything is as it seems. It's like one of those stark reminders to like say, hey, think about what you do before you do it. You know,
Yeah.
think of the cause that you're joining, like really understand it. And the people there were amazing. Some of the most selfless people I've ever met. It's partially what I don't know. It definitely influenced like the way that I carry myself on the sense of trying to, you know, think about like the whole of the community or of a community and stuff like like the group instead of just like individualism
Hmm.
whatnot that we have here in the States. And again, they're not perfect, like it is Japan after all, but
Yeah.
it just helped me grow a lot as a person and in many different ways. And I'm really happy that I picked that or that I got that as my first duty station. After that I was gunning for California, like I was trying to gimp the system because the way how
Getting
it
the
works, I don't
best
know how it works.
stations.
Yeah, I was trying to go out to California. I don't know how it works in the Army, but in the Marine Corps, you don't really get a choice. You have three choices. And
Yeah.
so the choices I had were Camp Pendleton, Fort Worth, Texas,
Oh.
and then Miramar.
Where's
Miramar being the choice I wanted, like actually wanted
uh,
to go, thinking, okay, the Marine Corps is going to be an asshole and pick the last one. And instead, I got Texas,
mm,
which I don't hate, considering a lot of not so much of my career, like a little bit of my queer awakening was in Japan, like going to Saitama
mhm,
or in Shinjuku and Tokyo, going to drag shows out there. But like really getting into the scene and like really understanding who I am as a person and what I want, who I wanted to be, like really putting that in like like putting words to form to like the ideas, that was in Texas. So for that,
mm.
I'm grateful. Not to mention getting my car back was really nice when I got back to the States. But it also felt like it was cool because like I was in the center of the US, so I could literally drive either to I could either drive to Florida, I could drive to California or north to Minnesota,
Yeah.
and it was really dope for when it lasted. Like I truly believe if it weren't for the government in Texas, it'd be a beautiful place to live. I'd probably still live there, honestly.
Mm.
But c'est la vie.
C'est
Now
la
here I
vie.
am in Chicago.
Yeah, I think I had a similar experience being my first duty station was South Korea, and just traveling outside the country is huge. I know so many people here in Wisconsin who have never left the state, and it's just
It's
like,
ins
go
when
and
people
see the world.
when people tell me they've never left their state or their
Oh my
hometown, I'm a
gosh.
firm believer to grow as a person, you need to get away from the environment that you
Yes.
cultivated yourself in and
Yes.
really test what your upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
like, really test the skills that you learned as a kid. I'm not even talking like math or social studies or whatnot. I'm talking like
Like just the
what makes you as a
culture.
person, like, what makes you as a person, like, go out there, like, take on the world, you know? Like, there's so much, like, there's so much out there
I
beyond your
know.
fucking hometown.
And I love to travel, and I think I got that from the army. Moving around, I just love to see the world. Just even
I
going
do too.
from like Wisconsin, where I'm at, to Minnesota or down to Chicago is just so different, and it's
It
so
really is.
close. Yeah.
I do like going to even different states. Like I
Yeah.
got to visit Detroit last. I got to go to Detroit last year for the first time, and it was pretty fucking cool.
Okay.
Like, I listen to a lot of hip hop and like to
Mm,
like listening to lyrics and whatnot, and then seeing what they're talking about. It's like it's a cathartic experience, you know. Like
yeah.
I was like, oh, so this is what so and so was saying or whatnot. Like it's like the pictures being actively painted in front of you, or like I don't know. It's like kind of like a guide. And
Yeah.
that sounds so corny, but it's true. But it's true though. Like
Uh, you talked about it a little bit earlier, but how would you describe yourself outside of being trans?
outside of being trans, at one point I was a powerlifter. I'm not that active because I'm perpetually broke. But outside of being trans, again, I ride motorcycles. It's a relatively new hobby of mine, one that I've been wanting to do since I was like 10, maybe earlier, because like in the early 2000s, motocross exploded, and I just remember
Mm.
people ripping shit up on dirt bikes and shit, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I used to have friends that rode, and I just remember wanting to be on one, and then later on
Yes.
in life, ironically, it came out of a necessity just because I didn't have my car anymore, and it was cheaper to get a bike than
Mm.
get my car out of impound. And so I picked up a bike,
What are
and
you riding right now?
I ride a Honda Nighthawk
Okay.
750. It is a inline four 750cc motorcycle from 1992. She's got her
Nice.
quirks, but for the most part, she's kind of bulletproof. It's
Nice.
really cool. Like you hear a lot of stories about people riding 50-year-old Hondas like nothing, and it's interesting.
Yeah,
Whenever stuff
I was looking at a Rebel, a Honda Rebel. I want that.
Rebels are comfy. They're easy to ride. Shadows are also really cool. It's what my roommate rides. She loves it. I mean, that like riding a cruiser is like riding a, depending on what seat you have on the cruiser, it's like riding a couch. It's super comfy.
Hell yeah.
Like the foot placement and whatnot. It's like riding a couch.
Yeah, I used to ride
Meanwhile,
in the army, and I haven't ridden since. I want to get back out there.
what did you ride?
I had oh, what was it? Um, I'll, oh, I'll have to look it up. Oh my gosh, it was so long ago. Wait, it's 2026 now? It was like 9 years ago was I rode. Damn, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since I first got into Japan, and
Oh,
honestly
fuck.
has me looking like I look. So my Google account sends me, it sends me like memories and whatnot. It's like on this day 10 years ago, I just got stuff for me first landing in Japan in Yokota, and I'm just like, fuck, that's 10 years
Damn.
ago. I remember like it was yesterday.
That's
Like
crazy.
I literally remember like it was yesterday. Like Jesus Christ. Like
Yeah,
I just remember
I'll be turning 32 this year.
I'll be turning 30 this year. Actually
Dang.
this month too. But
Ah.
like it's just insane because like you know what it's like because you had to go through the same process. You had to go to Washington, right? To freaking go overseas.
Washington?
We had to go to Washington like to go. I forgot what the fuck it's called. I think the Patriot Express. It's like it's a it's like a it's a GI like airline essentially
Oh,
where they would gather all service members and just fly them over there like across the Pacific. And
yeah.
I just remember like that long process, getting to the USO, checking in, making sure we had everything to go, and then playing the hurry up and wait game. All of us like sleep, like taking a nap on our sea bags, waiting for the
Yeah.
flight, and even that in itself was a fucking experience too. Because we were just kids, like we were fucking 19, like 18,
Mm-hmm.
19 year olds just about to head for an adventure.
Yup.
Like it was
Yeah. I love the USO. The USO is so great. Oh,
USO's a good organization
yes.
for the fact that they run on donations for the most part.
And volunteers, people just volunteering like at the airport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
haven't been to a USO in forever though, but
I know. I like to
and
go to the USO whenever I fly.
yeah, I never got my veteran card, so it's kind of like off limits for me.
I
And
never
I'm
did
just straight up.
either, but they take my old ID.
Do they?
Yeah, some of them do. The USO in Arizona, Phoenix, they wouldn't let me in. And I was like, what the
That's
heck? I go to every other one and they let me in.
that's fair. I mean that happens,
Yeah, I never
but
got my veteran card.
like, can I be honest for a second? I feel like after I transitioned, I feel like that world almost feels like barred off to me. If I'm totally honest with you, like I don't know, maybe because I
Yeah.
was in the Marine Corps, not the Army, but like
Yeah, that
I
might
feel
be.
like there's like a barrier now.
Um, yeah, I guess I don't know. I never like hang out with veterans or try to go back into that world after I left.
I mean, I don't either, but like whenever it comes up in conversation, or like whenever I find another queer veteran, like I don't know, I get like similar responses. Like it's just weird. It feels again, and this is just part of the trans experience. It feels like it was another life that I lived. Like it feels like
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
It almost doesn't feel like my own memories, and that's but that's so uncanny. That's so weird to say, but it's true. Like it feels like it was a different version of me.
Yeah, I mean, and I think when you think of like typical veterans, I think most people think of more conservative leaning, and then
Yeah,
when you think of people who are trans, you think more left leaning, and it does seem like there's a disconnect.
yeah. And the funny thing is, like, I know a handful of other trans veterans, you included. Like, my friend. Actually, I'm not gonna say their name on here. I don't want to dox them. But I have a friend who worked in submarines in the Navy, and they're
Wow.
like, yeah, like they're super left leaning. Like,
Yeah, and I
but
know I still talk to a few vet or a few friends that are still in the service, and there's some of them are like super nice and super supportive. Yeah, so Yeah, they it's definitely can't just like assume all military personnel are conservatives and super right.
For sure. Um, on my end, like, granted, I lost a lot in my support system when it initially came out and started estrogen, but like the people that did stick around were really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, I have a few friends here actually over by Great Lakes. They moved here in August, and Jesus Christ, I got to see them on Christmas. Like a couple of friends of mine and I, we went out and rode on our motorcycles on Christmas Day since it was decent weather, and
Nice.
it was like picked up where we left off. It was absolutely amazing. Like
That's cool.
it was really freaking cool. I mean, granted, they were a lesbian couple, and they're a lesbian couple, so but at the same time, it was just really freaking cool because like
Yeah.
those are some of the people that I had were like mentors of mine in the
Mm.
military, and then later on in life, whenever I started my transition, and then like the story goes,
Yeah.
family members don't exactly go the way you think, and but
Yeah.
really cool people for that.
um, just kind of reeling it back in on the
Sorry about the
question.
tangent.
No, that's fine. When did you first start questioning your gender?
I swear to God, I had the idea in my head since I was like 6, like
Yeah.
really early on. Like the concept itself was in my head since I was like 6 or 7, but to actually put it physically into words, it didn't like to actually say the word trans. It didn't become a thing until like I was like in my teen years when Kim Petras first came out, and she was making waves because she was the
Mm.
youngest person to go through sex change surgery, and it was just like it was always there. I didn't entertain it too much because I was raised Catholic, and so I felt like it always got pushed to the sidelines and whatnot. And then eventually joining the military, I was like, well, I need to keep my job. So, but
Yeah.
eventually, toward the end of my first contract, I was like, you know what? I don't think this is worth it anymore. This shit's stressing me out. I
Hmm.
need to figure it out. I need to give this a solid shot, and I can't do that right now with the current administration.
Yeah.
And even if I could, I feel like the juice ain't worth the squeeze. I think it's time to go.
Did you have any early memories that kind of make sense to you now?
Plenty.
Yeah.
I had so many. Like, I won't say a bunch of them on screen because I'm gonna be so real with you. I'm still trying to get used to that kind of cringe, but there's plenty of instances like why I
Yeah.
thought Samus Aran was really fucking cool growing up, but there's so many more.
Yeah.
But definitely my main sign was like Samus Aran or even Marceline from Adventure Time.
Uh,
Yeah.
did you have any myths or any preconceived idea on what being trans was before you kind of either accepted it or started going for it?
I feel like one of the things that held me back was that you only like I think this is a really common thing in the 2000s. Like you had to like the opposite gender. So like you had to like
Mm,
if you were trans femme, you had to like men. If you were trans masc, you had to like women. And I think that was definitely like a bit of a barrier
yeah.
at first. Like or that was like a myth. So or as you said, like a myth. And so I was like, okay, so maybe not. But later on, like during my fucking Tumblr era, I can't really say a Tumblr because I wasn't really active on it, like me posting myself, but like on the website, like around early 2010s before they got rid of the NSFW stuff or the NSFW purge, like like around that era when like trans transbian stuff started coming out and like getting popular and whatnot, like mainstream. I didn't really think that was the thing prior, but
Mm.
once I saw, it, I was like, oh shit, so you can still like girls, like it's fucking cool. And it's like I think that was the moment where it was like the oh shit, now it all makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I think there's a big, I mean, there's a big separation between your identity in your orientation. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at least forming, like figuring everything out there was, but like nowadays, like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, granted, maybe it's just the Chicago queer scene out here, but like, I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand, you know, like, maybe not though, because there's a lot of dolls that, I mean, our styles differ, like, big time depending on what you're into and whatnot. Like, a good friend of mine, she's like hyper pop, likes loves the color pink, like beige boots and whatnot, super hyper femme. But
Hmm.
then there's me who's like goth, leather, king, motorcycles and everything. But like, and I care like one of my what should I say? My sub labels is like, because like yes, I'm a trans woman, but I'm also a dyke
Hmm.
in that sense. But yeah.
I know for me, when I first came out and started transitioning, I did like a completely 180. You know, I got out of the army. The first thing I did was grow a beard. Was into lifting, and then when I like came out and started transitioning, I was like a 180, and I went to like trying to make wear makeup every day and being super feminine, and obviously that has changed over the years. But when you first started to transition, what did transitioning mean to you?
I stopped cutting my hair. But I feel like that's so easy for everyone though. Like everyone in the military is like, I'm never fucking getting a haircut for a while. Throw away the fucking clippers type shit. I'll
Oh.
throw away the razor. I mean, I didn't throw away the razor. I freaking went to I went to like literally the day I fucking yes, I went to a queer variety show. Freaking I didn't even I think during that period I like gave myself a week and a half to grow a beard just to see what it would look like. And like I just remember looking in the mirror and I was like, yeah, I don't think this is it. No. If there was any doubts now, no. But like I went to a queer variety show with a friend of mine, and mind you, my hair was still short, so I had gotten this fucking Jesus Christ, I'm actually gonna say this out loud. I had gotten this wig that matched my hair texture, and we went out, and it was really fucking cool. But like, not a lot of people talk about like that awkward first year transitionary period,
Yes.
and like at first, like I didn't do a total 180,
Hmm.
but like I went from flannels and whatnot to like trying. I was really trying my best to go to that flowery, bright femme look and
Ah.
whatnot. Like trying to integrate.
Hmm.
And like after a year of trying that and like going through the awkward stages of my hair, I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going goth. I've been wanting to do this since I had memories and whatnot. I'm going fucking goth. I need to try this. Like if I don't, I'm gonna regret it. And so I started going to this goth scene, or not goth scene. It was like this goth night called The Church out in Dallas.
Mm.
It's every Sunday. It's at a bar. It was originally at a bar called Lizard Lounge. Really huge. Like the venue used to be huge, like 2 floors. There was a giant chandelier. It was incredible. It felt like a vampire ball.
That's
But
cool.
eventually, due to COVID, Lizard Lounge closed, and now it's at a
Oh.
disco club called It'll Do. And so every Sunday they always have the church out there, and it's really cool. And there's another place at another disco club. I forgot what the fuck it's called, but the event is called Panopticon, and
Oh.
It's on Fridays. So depending on what my schedule looked like, I'd either go to Panopticon or I'd go to the church. And for that for that period of time, like right before I was getting on hormones, it let me be flexible with my style, like figure out what the fuck it was that I wanted to look like, what my style was. And it was really dope for that, like
Yeah.
you get your awkward, like you get your moment to be awkward and whatnot because goth is very like experimental. It's like very fluid, and you're given grace for it. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah,
And
I think
so I
that's
was able
just
to,
fashion in general is just to explore.
yeah, and it was really awesome. Like I got to figure out my style, and I got to really channel my identity through it. It's how I figured out very quickly that I was goth and well, I kind of always knew because goth is it's more of a music genre than a style,
Hmm.
but the style had let me really figure out what I wanted from my like physically, and then eventually when I started estrogen and like stuff was started getting to the right places, I was like, oh shit, I'm actually really hot. And like around that time, I was wrestling with the idea of like losing all my muscle
Hmm.
from powerlifting because I didn't want to lose my, like so some pretext or some context. I was in Texas. Texas is a very red state, at least gerrymandered into a very red state.
Hmm.
Um, I I knew this one trans person at my job that I worked at, and she got harassed every which way till Sunday, every
Hmm.
fucking day. And so I was definitely nervous at first. And like I remember the first time like she had a whole she had a whole like she had to get a whole presentation of like explaining what trans is and whatnot and like this like the factory I worked at was all fucking old conservative men and women and like I just
Yeah.
remember them saying the nastiest shit and like I
Jesus.
just yeah I just exploded. That was like the
Oh.
first time. Yeah, it was crazy. The first time that I actually have my first like raging anarchist moment was at fucking work. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why are you guys being so fucking assholes about this? Leave her the fuck alone. Like, I just like something in my stomach just friggin' no.
Mm.
Like, I can't stand for this. And
Oh.
part of that was the big push for me to like really got an estrogen and everything.
Yeah.
And I just remember like, fuck it. I guess I gotta be strong to be trans in Texas. So I kind
Yeah.
of rationalized it to like, again, going back to my main. I want. God, this is gonna be. But my main muse, like Samus, like I just remember looking up to her because she's strong, she's capable, but at the same time, like she's been through some shit.
Hmm.
And so like I kind of looked at her, I was like, okay, she's super strong. She definitely goes to the fucking gym. She's a fucking bounty hunter for fuck's sake. Like if she can do it, why can't I? And so I just had that mindset, like going into my transition. Like my first year, I was full on powerlifting. Like I could lift
Mm.
around like 400 plus pounds, like squatting or deadlifting or a
Jeez.
315 or 325 freaking bench press.
Dang.
Yeah, I was kind of fucking crazy, but still kind of am. But
That's all right. We're all a
just
little crazy.
but that was my mentality when I started transitioning and whatnot. I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm not going to be scared anymore. I'm going to stand up for myself and others.
Yeah.
And like whatever the fuck it goes, even if I get like shit from other trans femmes, fuck you. I'm doing it my way.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we're all on our own journey, doing our own. Yeah, transition doesn't look the same for everyone. It's very different.
Yeah.
How
And
did
so
coming out go for you internally?
internally, internally it was more like, okay, we're not hiding ourselves anymore.
Mm.
I can't live a double. I'm not gonna live a double life anymore. It was really accepting who I was and like changing like from an idea to reality and like giving myself grace to see this through because like for the 1% that do transition, at least I was thinking, I was like, well, I'm not gonna know until I fucking jump, so
Yeah.
I need to jump. I need to like I'll know very quickly if it's not for me and look at me now.
Yeah. Did you
So
did you have any parts of your transition that were harder than you expected?
I don't want to say they were harder than I expected because I knew straight out the gate because of my upbringing as like a Catholic and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
that this is gonna be rough. But at the same time, like nothing really prepares you nothing really prepares you for your mom kind of like ostracizing you and like it's still a really sensitive thing to talk about. Like thinking about it right now, like that day when I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking do this whether you fucking like it or not. Like
Mm-hmm.
It was after that, like after I took my mom home or took my mom to the airport that day, I went and saw my like I went to my ex. We were still dating at the time. I went to her place and I just remember just laying in her lap and she just looked at me and says, "I've never seen you this depressed before in your entire like since I've known you."
Mm-hmm.
And like I just remember that hurting me to my core. Like that shook me. That stopped me from taking estrogen for a little bit.
Mm.
And luckily, luckily the only people that really don't, at least in my main core family, are parents. My sisters are on board. Hell, my baby sibling, they're like my biggest freaking fan and whatnot. Like they somehow, they've somehow like, they haven't seen all of my page because I keep my page private, thank God. But like my profile picture, they've seen it and they think it's the coolest thing in the freaking world. Like they see
Nice.
my style and they think I'm like the coolest older sibling ever. Like with my leather jacket and everything, and it's just really fucking cool. You know,
You are
like being the
cool.
cool, like being the cool gay sibling,
Yes.
and it's really dope. And it's nice because like they're also queer too, and
Mm.
it's nice to be like, hey, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You got a cool sibling that can help you with it. But you also gotta focus on your shit first. And so there's this like constant, I don't know. Some parts were easier, other parts were really fucking hard. But overall, I'm at the end of the day, I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Like it's it's good to know like what people really think, you know, because like I don't know. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you figure out very quickly who your real friends and who your real family are. Like another thing that I didn't think was going to be as hard was losing my old support system. Like
Mm.
I made a bunch of friends out in Fort Worth, like veteran wise, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I had this idea that we were all gonna like stick around and eventually raise families together and whatnot. And
Mm.
like when I came out, just slowly and so like people never really shouted out or like raised hell, but like slowly and slowly people would start to like go away and just like
Yeah.
get really quiet, and so
Mm.
not really hurt, but like the closer I got to the idea of like living out in the suburbs with my ex, like with a dog in the yard, it just like I just remember thinking, I was like, wait, this actually like I just remember thinking, wait, this actually sounds really fucking lonely. Because like the more the more I got into my transition, like with estrogen and whatnot, like the more time progressed, the more I figure out like what I like and what I don't like, and
Yeah.
like the scenes that I rolled in. The more I thought about like that idea of like marrying my ex and like going to the burbs, it just sounds lonely because like there's a there's a conflict of interest.
Mm.
Like I'm slowly learning that I'm a lot kinkier than I originally thought, and I'm dating a Christian girl at the time, and like
Oh.
there's this huge disconnect, and like I'm starting to wonder like having feelings like am I actually polyamorous
Mm.
and whatnot. And I just remember getting closer and closer to like the day I was supposed to move in with her out in Minnesota, and I'm just like, dude, this is really fucking bad.
Yeah.
I need to I had to break it off.
Mm.
I think I think that was the hardest, like even harder than my mom. Like I had dated that person for 5 years. I thought I was gonna marry her and like,
Wow.
have kids and everything. And just the closer I got to it, I was like, I kind of realized like, fuck, I don't think that's the case.
Mm.
And it sucks. It's like that person and I, we had gone through a lot together, like
Yeah.
in both our military careers, and then now we don't really talk anymore.
Mm. Yeah,
It's
that must
rough,
have been
but
hard.
ironically was one of the things that pushed me to Chicago.
Mm.
Like throughout that era of me, like my first year transition, I had a couple of friends here in Chicago, or a couple of friends of mine on the internet. I had a server out here in Chicago, and or a Discord server here in Chicago, and like I would mingle and talk with them and whatnot, like get to
Yeah.
know them, and then eventually, like when my breakup happened, another friend of mine who lives here, she was also going through a major breakup, like a breakup with like her life partner and whatnot, and essentially did a Hail Mary, moved to Chicago,
Hmm.
and like we were just talking about the whole ordeal and everything, and I was like, I'm feeling really broken. Like we essentially vented to each other about like our pain about our past relationships, and one day I was bawling my eyes out and whatnot. Like I had just got done bawling my eyes out, and we were talking and whatnot, and there was this meetup that was happening, like their yearly summer meetup, and they were just like, playing with the idea. I was like, hey, you should come through here. And mind you, I was buzzing off of progesterone, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll entertain the idea. The ticket to come out here was $38. I was like, you know what, fuck it,
Yeah,
why
that's
not?
not
Why don't I go to
bad.
Chicago?
Yeah.
And so I went, and it was really cool.
Yeah, that must have been exciting moving to seeing Chicago.
Yeah, it was. I still can't believe. I still can't believe I freaking. I still can't believe I made that jump. Like, I went to a state that I had never visited with no friend, like no friends. Like, I pretty much trusted. I trusted a stranger essentially, like someone on the Discord server. I forgot. Do you remember her? You've been to the place. You stayed over at her place. I'd never met her before prior to that, and I crashed at her place, and like it was
Oh.
faith essentially.
It was that was the place where you were in the basement?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And so I essentially take this huge ass leap of faith. My like living in Texas for like 5 years at the time, I was like, "Yo, but it's Chicago though. It's kind of
Chicago.
dangerous." And I'm like, not knowing like what it's really like out there, and
Yeah.
it turns out to be one of the best trips I have. But like through through a painful moment in my life, I was able to make a life change, like a really big one, and in my opinion, a necessary one that for me to grow as a person.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's huge. Especially being in the queer community and the trans community and even like the kink community, but just finding friends and a supportive group and, a chosen family. I think it's just huge.
It really is. Like, even when I got to Chicago at first, like, it wasn't just plop in and then I have friends. I was doing soul searching. Like,
Yeah.
it was nothing short of a miracle that I landed on leather. Like, I was just hanging out with whoever the fuck would be like, hey, come through or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, when I first moved, like, after having a successful date after the trip, like, oh, that's another thing. When I had that trip, I landed a date with this really cute wink.
Oh my
But
God.
no, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. That twink had asked me out on a date. I was like, you know what? Sure, give me a month.
Everybody
And
loves twinks.
yeah, he's fun. He was fun. We're still friends though. Like he's fucking awesome. Like more to that story, but I go on a date the next month
Mm-hmm.
and everything goes without a hitch. Like my rental company fucks up my freaking order and then gives me a Mustang with for no extra charge, and I'm basically rolling around
Dang.
Chicago in a Mustang, and that definitely helped my date a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you loved that.
Yeah, it helped it a whole lot.
Um,
Um, but after that went really well, I went to my friend, like the friend that I was crashing with, and she had offered me a couch to sleep on, and it
ah.
was really cool because like I had already started thinking about leaving Texas because of all the anti-trans shit, and I was like, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
this is starting to line up. I think this can actually happen, and so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I think it's time. I've been in Texas for 6 years. I think it's time,
Mm-hmm.
and so I ended up going Like I ended up moving in like December, January timeframe, and mind you, I'm leaving a job that paid me 37 an hour, like 37 an hour at this point,
Wow,
to nothing.
that's
And
crazy.
there's other factors of why I left that job, but for the sake of the podcast and my personal life, I'd rather people ask me like IRL, was like, hey, why'd you leave
Yeah.
that job? But it was, I think that was the riskiest leap of faith I ever took in my life.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
big leaving that high paying job.
yeah, leaving a high-paying job, leaving a community that you're just like starting to get in touch with, like in the goth community out there, or like the goth and burlesque community out there. I just starting to get involved, but I guess the world had more stuff going for me out here. Because like when I got here, I just remember trying to figure out like who I wanted to hang out with,
Mm-hmm.
what was the scene like, how does queer culture work in the city, and like I just remember it being overwhelming at first, but like once I started to make my own friends and whatnot, and like get involved with leather, around like I still think it's really cool that out of all the subcultures I got landed on in queer culture, I'm glad it was leather because this shit fucking rocks.
Yeah,
I,
I think getting out there, finding a community is huge. I like to think of myself as an introvert and I don't get out too often, but even then I like going to Chicago once in a while, going out to Minneapolis, just getting out is so important and finding a group of people.
See, that's the thing. Like as involved as I am in the community, I still do consider myself an introvert because there's days where I need to recharge. Like
Yo,
there are days where I have to literally say, okay, everyone fuck off for a day or two because
fuck off.
I need my I need my me time. Like yes, I freaking help run events out here now, and like I take part in like demos and whatnot in the city, and
That's
it's really
awesome.
fucking cool. Like
Yeah.
granted, it took me time to build up that reputation to do so, but like it's really cool to like the fact that I came out here with nothing
Mm-hmm.
and then found a bunch of like just met a bunch of amazing people. Like
Yeah.
yes, there was a lot of like it was a bumpy transition. Like there was some parts where I wish I didn't have to go through, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, it kind of helped me cur curate the people I want around me. Like I met some amazing people, like my partners and like my friends, and it was really fucking cool.
Yeah. Do you have is there something that you wish that cis people is there something that cis people do not understand about being trans that you wish they did?
I think everyone wish, or I think every trans person wished, or I think every trans person would hope that cis people wouldn't just see us as a fucking fetish or as some third option or as some like taboo thing.
Mm,
Like I know there are some people who thrive in that idea of like breaking the gender norm or being like taking charge of our own like destiny and whatnot. Like I know there's some people that think being trans is part of the divine or is like closer to the divine than most, but like I think a lot of us still just want to be left the fuck alone and like we're just fucking people. Like I need to eat, I need to freaking take my meds just like you. I
mm-hmm.
gotta go make money. Like I'm not just some fucking flashlight, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think as the years have gone in my transition, it's like, yeah, I'm still trans, but it's like that's there's more
There's so
to
much more
me.
to
Yeah.
there's so much more to me than that. Like
Yeah.
I ride motorcycles. I'm a fucking kinkster for fuck's sakes. Like I'm into leather. I do some leather work.
Yeah.
Like I'm I don't know if I can call myself a mechanic. Like I used to work on airplanes and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and I do some work on my bike, and I used to do some work on my. I think I can call. I'm gonna call myself a mechanic because like I fucking opened up my engine. Who the fuck am I talking about? I'm
Yeah,
a fucking mechanic
there you
too.
go.
Like there's so much more to me than just that. I like to cook. Like I cook really fucking well. I think. Like I love to cook. There's so much more to me than just that. I'm an adventurer. Like I travel.
Yeah.
Whenever I have the money, I travel. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's easy for me when I came out. I think being trans was like it was I like my new identity, and it was very much who I was. And for some people, they kind of make trans their identity, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for some of us, like we kind of like push that to the side a little bit, and it's like there's more to us than just being trans.
no, literally, because like there's so much more to me than just being a trans person. Like don't get me wrong, I will always be loud and proud about being trans, but like
Yeah.
that's just a piece. That's just one piece of the puzzle right there.
So I got a few more questions as we wrap up. If someone was questioning their gender right now, what would you say to someone?
Try estrogen or testosterone. You will learn very quickly if it's not your thing.
Yeah, I mean that's one way.
Like no, because like I feel like I don't know, like in this era of like having femboys and whatnot, like if you're really questioning, just try it. Like you'll figure it out very quickly. Like within a month, like you don't have to. It takes a while. It takes a bit for estrogen to do permanent effects. Like you'll
Yeah.
find out very quickly if it ain't for you.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and if it's not, at least you can say you tried. You know, because like it's not for everyone, and that's okay. Like so long as you're not an asshole about it. Like don't go like saying, "Oh, estrogen ruined me," or freaking testosterone ruined me. Like, there is a play of genetics with it, and it sucks to say, but like, at the same time, though, a lot of it, like, a lot of transitioning really has to like, it kind of makes you realize that a lot of beauty standards are like to like European eyes and everything. It kind of makes you realize like,
Yeah.
I think part of the reason why the whole trans panic is happening is because like people are realizing that not everything is so finite and permanent as people would think, and like the fact that change is possible, like the fact that we're so fluid as we are as humans, that scares people.
Yeah. The
Or
unknown
people want, yeah, and
change.
people want, yeah, and people want that control, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of an example of. God, I sound like a fucking activist, but we're like the living,
There's
breathing
nothing wrong
example
with
of.
sounding like being an activist.
No, it's just I don't like the attention, but
Uh,
like I think that's what scares politicians and people of that nature so much that like we'll do it, like we'll even change our fucking gender, like to break the norm. But I digress. If you're thinking about it, try it for a little bit.
yeah.
Try it. What's the worst that could
Explore.
happen? Like
Explore. Yeah.
explore it.
Yeah.
Explore it. You'll find out
Um.
very quickly if it ain't for you.
So before I ask you if you want to plug anything, I got one more question. Um, there's more to your story, but we got almost an hour of hearing your story. If someone who listened to your story, um, your transition, your journey, what is one thing that you hope that they could take from your story?
Don't be afraid to take a jump. The worst.
Yeah, I got you to
At least you can say
Chicago.
that you tried.
Yeah.
Like I'm a firm believer. There are two words that'll get me through almost every hard decision in my life, and that's fuck it. Like, oh no, I'm so serious though. Like,
I feel like that's a
sometimes
military thing.
if it is,
Fuck
I don't
it.
know, because like
I
I feel like at the end of the day, every hard decision I make, like every really big decision, I take a deep breath and I'm like, fuck it. And because you got to.
you
You got
do.
to.
Fuck
Like
it.
that's how like you prevent yourself from psyching yourself out. You just say fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not someone who gets like caught up in my thoughts or mind or anxiety. I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. Let's do it.
I mean, I definitely do, and that's why I have to just say I have to tell myself fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah, otherwise you just get caught up in a loop.
Yeah.
So, thank you for talking about your story and kind of sharing that. Is there anything you want to plug? Where can people find you? What's going on in your life? Is there anything you want to talk about?
Um, if you know any jobs in Chicago, hit me up, I guess. Like that's the only thing I can really think of at the moment. I'm
Do
a
you
mech.
do you want to share your socials? Is that are you trying to
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, that's okay.
Um, I don't think so. If you're in Chicago and you're trans or queer of any sort, most likely you've heard my name. Or God, that sounds so douchey to say,
You've
but
probably
it's
heard of
like
me.
my partners always tell me, I was like, do you know how many people know you in the fucking city now? Like,
That's
I don't think any.
awesome.
It's fucking weird.
That's so
It's so
cool.
fucking weird. But like, if if you're in Chicago and you know any like connections with like a job or whatnot or something, or hell, if you want to help out, hit me up, find me. Like, if you're trans in Chicago, hit up Simone's. Ask
Smalls.
someone, you'll know where to go. Like, I don't know, protect trans kids.
Yeah.
Like, support your like, learn your neighbor's name or whatnot. Help each other out. That's really all I got.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for yeah, being here. Appreciate you.
Of course, thanks for taking the time. I really appreciate it.